You're watching Toyota Sports Extra with Lina Washington.
Welcome to Toyota Sports Extra on ABC 10. I'm Lina Washington, and happy Father's Day to all you awesome dads out there. You're all cool, but this guy is the best. He's my hero, my dad, Robert Washington, a college football national champion with Notre Dame. He's my biggest supporter and soon to be a cancer survivor. He's the reason why I love sports. So thank you, Dad, for all that you do, and thank you, all you dads, for all that you do. Hey, it's Lina Washington coming to you from inside the Golden One Center, and you can see behind me they are shutting it down here following UFC Fight Night here in Sacramento. More than 10,000 people had this place rocking. So two of those fans, just a couple of the many out here repping the Raptors loud and proud here after their big win. I also have to mention that as I was waiting to come out here for the live shot, Beyonce and Jay-Z walked by me. So a star-studded affair, great energy here. Of course, Game 4 coming to you on Friday. Hey, it's Lina Washington coming to you from Oakland Raiders training camp in Napa, and there are a lot of storylines heading into this season for the Silver and Black. So many, in fact, that HBO brought out their cameras to follow this team on this season of Hard Knocks. Well, right now, if you can hear me, I'm surprised because that's like half of Canada behind me cheering, filling the stands here at Warriors Ground as the Raptors take a 3-1 series lead. Hey, it's Lina Washington coming to you from beautiful South Lake Tahoe. Edgewood Golf Course is the place to be this week with the 30th annual American Century Celebrity Golf Tournament teeing off right here and bringing some of the biggest stars in sports and entertainment to state line. And there you see Kawhi Leonard practicing and getting ready to lead his team to an NBA championship. But earlier today, some of the members of the Raptors and of course the Warriors weighing in on that injury to Kevin Durant. Again, I just want to shout out my mom. Right behind me, I'm an only child, so when you are an only child, you get all your mom's loving, and I'm thankful for mine. She is a cancer survivor, a 40-year educator who's about to retire. She basically taught me how to speak Spanish and has molded me into the wonderful young woman that I think I am. So happy Mother's Day to you, Mom, and all you mamas out there, all my friends who are moms, happy Mother's Day, and we'll see you right here next Sunday on Toyota Sports Extra. How much did you pay to be here today, the final game in Oakland?
Including fees and everything, $550. Still way cheaper than what the Chase Center will be.
We love our Warriors, and we hate to see them go to San Francisco. But when I was a kid, that's all I did. I was Warriors, Warriors, Warriors. I'm Team Warriors. We're going to win this one.
Oakland. We wish they could stay in Oakland.
Let's go Warriors! Oakland never gets the respect it deserves. Everyone just thinks Bay Area, San Francisco. No, there's Oakland also, and currently home of the Golden State Warriors.
My son lives in Pittsburgh. He bought the tickets, flew down, surprised me today.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm here an hour later. I had no idea.
So this experience with your son, of course, last game at Oracle has to be priceless, but do you have
Priceless.
any idea how much he paid for that gift?
I don't want to think about it because I would have talked him out of it. But he was determined to come. And it's priceless. Be with my son.
Hey, it's Lina Washington coming to you from outside Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. The 49ers are coming off their first off day of training camp, but unlike the Oakland Raiders, the team opens up their practice to more than just their season ticket holders. A ton of fans out here getting to see some of their favorite Niners out on the field before the season gets started, but a special group being recognized today, first responders from throughout California. But this moment was the highlight of the day, the 49ers getting the opportunity to meet the family of fallen Sacramento police officer Tara O'Sullivan. Head coach Kyle Shanahan, general manager John Lynch, and members of the team from Sacramento signing jerseys to honor the 26-year-old officer who was shot and killed in the line of duty in June.
Meeting her family was awesome, and just saying hi, letting them know I'm from where they're from too, and hopefully they got a chance to get it off their mind and come out here and have fun at practice today. So it was good to meet them, and I just wanted to show my respect. Yeah, it was great, what they're going through in their life, and they're thinking about us, and telling me to have a good day at practice and have a good season, and some good wishes to me. And so it was reciprocated both sides. I'm thinking about them, and they're thinking about me, which is kind of crazy. So definitely a tough situation, and you just try to be positive about it, and I hope, like I said, they had a good day, and we're able to get off their mind for a little bit and come out here and have fun with us.
It's humbling, first of all, just they lost their child, and at the same time it's inspiring because I get to be out here, get to breathe, get to run, get to play this sport that I love, and to inspire them through this sport is just a great opportunity. doing something that I love, and just to take their mind off of that a little bit. It's a great time.
So tomorrow's race at Sonoma marks the return of the infamous carousel. It's a challenging part of the raceway track that goes downhill with tight twists and a blind turn, and it's been closed off since 1997, but it's back to celebrate NASCAR's 50th season, and I had a sneak peek with racing legend Michael Waltrip, and let's just say I had the ride of my life. Check it out. You my Uber driver?
I am.
All right.
Uber Mike's in town.
Here we go. I'm here with Michael Waltrip, and we'll see you guys on the other side.
On the other side? What do you mean?
The other side of the carousel, you know, the course. Okay. See ya. Ready to go!
Gun it, I'm talking. 110, 120, 132 miles an hour. This is entering the carousel here. We haven't done this in years. Watch what happens as we approach the carousel. Look up ahead. It's a blind corner. You can't see where you're going. You're running wide open. You can't see where you're going. And then you're aiming at these curves. That's your goal as a driver. Get me to the curve.
That is a drive.
Now, think about this. 90 laps, 39 other cars, a 4-speed transmission, going 160 instead of 130, and hot driver's suit, no airflow. The cars are so aerodynamic, air doesn't come in them. It's really a workout, I can promise you.
Man, it sounds like my type of Sunday. Now we pour ourselves a glass of Pinot Grigio and
Get
enjoy
on
the
out
rest
of
of our
here.
day. Hey, it's Lina Washington coming to you from inside the Golden One Center for one of the biggest events of the summer for local kids, the Kings and Queens Rise Youth Basketball Championships. What is Kings and Queens Rise? It's the youth initiative launched by the Sacramento Kings in 2018 in direct response to the unrest in their city following the officer-involved shooting death of Stephon Clark.
It's all about crossing those boundaries, those different neighborhoods, and unifying as one community in Sacramento.
It's great for upward mobility as far as the Black community is concerned.
For the second straight summer, the Kings have teamed up with the Build Black Coalition and the Black Child Legacy campaign to give more than 300 kids from underserved communities a safe haven from the violence in their neighborhoods, the basketball court.
It's actually a co-ed league, so we have girls on the court at all times, and it just seems like it's building confidence for our youth.
It's been pretty fun. I've been able to learn from new people and get new friends.
They get to meet new friends each Saturday. It's competitive, so they want to practice and be prepared for the games. I feel like they have something to look forward to each week, and when you don't have anything to look forward to, that's when you get in trouble. But we're keeping these kids off the streets.
Their season culminates with the championship games at Golden One Center, home of the Kings, where these young queens and kings will be made to feel like legit NBA players.
I used to come to Kings games a lot, even in Arco.
Weeks of hard work paying off on the hardwood behind me, where King stars De'Aaron Fox and Marvin Bagley play.
To see them out there where the people they love play, like Fox and Bagley, it's amazing.
And the kids are really just soaking it all in. Parents maybe haven't been to a professional game, and literally they're down on the court. They get a feel of the NBA stadium, and it's just a great opportunity for our babies.
4, 3, 2, 1. Listen up, y'all, cause this is it.
I never got to try out for the Kings Dancers or the Suns Dancers, which is my home team, but these girls are going to teach me a little bit of their routines, so maybe I'll at least kind of have the chops to come out on June 18th for auditions, right? Yeah. All right, let's do it.
No, it's not, but I still look good though.
What is your initial reaction seeing Lina?
I am impressed, actually. She's picking up really quickly, getting the choreography, getting the style down, so she's doing a great job, actually.
If I don't come back to ABC 10, y'all can find me on the Kings Dancers, okay? Okay.
You don't have to have been a dancer your entire life. As long as you have athletic ability and talent and are personable, we want to see you at auditions.
5, 6, 7, 8, and a 1, 2.
So there are potentially 32 open spots for dancers here in Northern California. Plus, it's a chance for them, if they need a little more development, they can start out in Stockton and then hopefully work their way up to the Sacramento Kings Dancers.
If you can envision yourself in uniform, then that confidence will exude out, as you're performing, and the judges will see that, and what's meant to happen will happen. If it doesn't happen, try again.
You can join these girls June 18th, become a King's dancer, try out at Sleep Train Arena, registration at 4 o'clock, and you can join these lovely ladies, and maybe even me, because I might need a part-time job, y'all. She's so good.
Wow. She is so good.
And Republic FC is using the beautiful game to rehabilitate the incarcerated, taking soccer from the pitch to the prison yard.
I feel like that sports has the ability to bring a lot of people together, to bridge gaps.
He's the goal scorer.
I really believe in bridging the gap between, the institution and the community.
I've always been told that it's a scary place and this and that, so it's definitely a little different.
Sacramento Republic FC is doing something different to connect with the community.
Hey, everybody in here.
They're going behind bars, stepping inside one of the nation's most notorious prisons with an open mind. And with one goal.
Rehabilitation can come in a lot of different shapes, forms, and fashions. And this right here is rehabilitation.
Once a month, you can find Sacramento's pro soccer team on the yard at Folsom State Prison, playing a pickup soccer game with inmates, many of whom have been locked up and disconnected from the outside world for more than a decade.
I've been here at Folsom Prison for about 8 years and been currently incarcerated for 17 years.
But for about an hour, once a month, inmates like Lou feel free again. The club is using soccer as rehabilitation.
To play with these guys in here, it's like, for me, it takes away from everyday life that I have to go through in here. These are good guys that come in and they treat us, like I said, just like humans, and that's all we ask.
Even though this game is still being played inside the Folsom State Prison walls, it gives these inmates an opportunity to step outside their current situation.
Because I think it just comes from unconditional love, as in, regardless of what happened to put us in this position, that these guys, they see us as human beings, and it feels good to be amongst these men.
This was Cameron Iwasa's first time walking these infamous cell blocks. The Sacramento native broke records for the Republic this season. He's the son of law enforcement, but that didn't change his perception of the players he saw on this dirt field, surrounded by armed guards and barbed wire.
Obviously, growing up the son of a police officer, you get a little bit different viewpoint on a lot of things, but I think on the surface, most of these guys are pretty good dudes that had an unfortunate incident or two, and that's really what it comes down to. And, so far everyone I've talked to has been awesome.
Hey, we scored? Yes.
As the sun sets on the yard of California's second oldest prison, dozens of men in denim look on as the beautiful game is played, getting just a glimpse into what it's like being on the outside. Some of the men in this game will be locked up for life. The simple pleasures of a dirt pitch, an inflated ball, a handshake, and a hug mean the world to these inmates. And this pro soccer team is happy to bring it home to these inmates here at Folsom State Prison.
I think they've paid their dues for the most part. The fact that they're in here is a tough situation, and so I think anytime they can get a chance to have a little fun and a little bit of freedom, I guess, that's great for them.
Sacramento Republic, man, we're going to have a better season next year, man. We're going to go ahead and take it all away. Yeah!
Welcome back. As we've mentioned, it has been more than a month since Sacramento police shot and killed Stephon Clark. We showed you how some in the community are trying to heal, and it is indeed a process. Now tonight, Lina Washington is further exploring why. She sat down with 3 men who explain what it's like to be black and brown in South Sacramento. Now, we want to warn you, some of the language you hear may be offensive.
We want to kind of have this conversation, as we discussed earlier, about what it's like here in Sacramento and race relations specifically.
Sacramento being like, the melting pot. I wouldn't call it melting, like I always hear the phrase, they say like the salad bowl. We all in the bowl, but ain't nothing melting, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. Because my earliest experiences with racism was here when I moved to California from, I didn't know a lot of this stuff, really? You know what I mean? Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay. The first time I started hearing, nigger regularly was from white people in Sacramento. I'm like, okay.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't really get it like that in the East Coast. Like where I'm from, it was predominantly, you know what I mean? And it was white people there too, but I didn't get it like that. be careful because everything wears a mask and everyone wears a mask. I say Sacramento wears a mask well. Yeah.
Sacramento wears a mask.
Well, it does. It does.
And that's funny you say that because when we were doing this conversation, our executive producer said we want to lift the blindfold. We've been living with a blindfold, and I think that this situation, for whatever reason, lifted the blindfold off of a lot of people's eyes and sparked conversations and uncomfortable conversations in the home. Quentin, I mean, you're raising a 3-year-old daughter right now. As a parent, what is your hope for her, and if you have any fears, I guess, for her moving forward?
She's a target. She's gonna be a target no matter what she does. I mean, I'm gonna teach her from her rights and wrongs. She knows that already.
Growing up, do you remember the conversation that you had with your mom or your dad about how to respond to police officers when they approach you? How old were you, and do you remember that conversation?
Like I said, my father always just say, avoid them. You know what I mean? And he got his reasons why he tell me avoid them. My very first traumatic interaction with police, I was 10 years old. And the police actually put a gun to my head. Like I was 10 years old, 10, with a gun to my head. You understand? I was no threat to nobody. As I get older and I see how ruthless they can be, again, I just tell children to avoid them. But I don't recall having the speech. I know my father talked about him. He always said, yo, just stay away from the police. You know what I mean? If you see them go that way, you go that way. You know what I mean? If they're here, you go there. You know, if they up, go all the way down. You know what I mean? But now I get it.
Do any of you know any people besides your father in law enforcement personally? Or know anybody who's going into or expressed interest in going into law enforcement?
Yeah, I have friends. Like I said, I have friends from schools turn into that, and I jam them up when I see them. But it's nothing like super personal. I'm like, you just better remember who you are, where you're at.
Sure. I mean, and even young people. I mean, 25, you're starting to kind of get your career going. Anybody?
Unfortunately, just because of the way that they've handled us, it makes it hard for any of our peers to want to be one of them. So, I mean, you've grown up your whole life being abused and harassed and verbally abused by these people, and then now you're of age to join them and change your community, but you've screamed F the police your whole life. So now how does that look to all your peers and things? But not even how does it look to them. How would you feel having to go to work with the same very people who literally have oppressed you your whole life? So it's hard for any of my peers, I know for sure, to say, oh yeah, I'm gonna go be a cop or in law enforcement. I got bros who would rather be a security guard their whole life than to put on a real badge.
Well, hopefully being able to share your experiences and being so open with them will help some other people kind of understand that they're not alone in this healing process and can help move this conversation forward and not let it die on the vine. And it's only a matter of time until we are probably having this conversation again, but hopefully something can change between then and now.
Hopefully.